For the first time since 1985, the Kansas City Royals will appear in the 2014 World Series after sweeping the Orioles 4-0. Yes, it's the WC, World Championship Breaking News Baseball Edition. Now, I'm not surprised. Nobody should be surprised. But then again, yes, you should be surprised. Looking at the fact that the Orioles were the best team in the AL East. I mean, outright won it. They were probably the most dominant team in the AL East this season. And just looking at how magical, all right, that's a word that I have to describe the Kansas City Royals. I have to use words like magical. Their run coming into the postseason, all right, winning their first 8 games from the wild card against the Oakland A's. I mean, if you had watched the Oakland A's game, the wild card game with the Oakland A's, there was no way in the world that I would have thought going into the 8th inning that they would be able to come back against that A's team. All right, but if you've seen the A's teams of recent years, you would have come to that conclusion that something like that probably would have happened. And then, going out there and doing what they did to the Angels looked like they were just caught flat-footed. It's just like they just were hoping that Albert Pujols would just hit, 500 feet home runs, 500 feet grand slams and win the game for them. But they found a way to win in Anaheim, and they finished off the Angels. And then look at what they did to the Orioles. They didn't blow the Orioles off the field. They didn't embarrass the Orioles on the field. They just outpitched. They outplayed probably the most complete team that was left in the playoffs. No offense to the Cardinals. No offense to the Giants. I know that series is still going on. I'm going to do a reaction video to that, that series once that's done, and a World Series preview. Make sure that you guys look out for that. I hate to plug, but now that I got your attention, I might as well just go ahead and say it. But the Kansas City Royals run, you can't point at one guy and say that that's the guy. You can't sit there and say, Gordon. You can't say Hosmer. You can't say Butler. You can't say any of those guys. And if you haven't followed the Kansas City Royals, you don't know who the hell I'm talking about, honestly. I mean, I'm going to tell you like this. I didn't know who Cain was until I seen this series. But this guy, it just proves to show, it just lets you know, in the playoffs, all right, pitching and defense wins everything. Baltimore had their chances. They put a stinging on the ball in this series. If you watch the series, if they've hit some balls pretty darn good. And then, boom, out of nowhere, Dyson. Boom, out of nowhere, Cain. And it was like, it went from potential 3-base hit or double to an out. And then the next guy comes out, grounds out the third, and then that's the inning. The Royals didn't embarrass the Orioles. They just simply outplayed them. From A to Z, they outplayed them. And this just goes to show you in the playoffs that anybody can win. Now, going forward, looking forward to the next series, whether they take on the Cardinals or potentially the San Francisco Giants. Now, the matchup I would want to see, all right, the matchup I would want to see is, the Battle of Missouri. That's what I would want to see. The Cardinals versus the Royals in the World Series. That's the matchup what I would want to see. But if the Giants get there with Buster Posey and the rest of those guys from San Francisco, hey, I'm not saying that that's a potential dynasty building in San Francisco, but they've got a good nucleus to get there. Either way, it's going to be an uphill battle coming off of this high and winning this many games in a row for Kansas City to go into the World Series and take game 1 and take game 2 like they were able to do in this playoffs. All right. But congratulations to the 2014 AL Pennant winner, Kansas City Royals. Let me know how you guys feel about this outcome down below. All right. And I know for sure, because I'm an Orioles fan myself, I know for sure that this is what the Orioles fans are going to say. No Machado, no Wieters, no Davis. It's basically destined that these guys were going to have their playoff run cut a little short, and Davis with the amphetamines, basically with the steroid scandal that's going on with him. I know that that's what is going to be said, and there's a case behind that. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, maybe there was a couple plays that Weeders would have made, a couple plays that Machado would have made, maybe a couple of home runs that Chris Davis would have hit in this series, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. The Kansas City Royals are heading to the World Series for the first time since 1985. Let me know how you guys feel down below. I had to bust out the old school Atlanta Braves theme song. This is October, where legends are born and championships are won. I'll see you guys next time.